Hey there everybody, Matt Carter here.
And Jessica Carter from CARTERMATT.com.
This video is our Survivor Winners at War, Episode 5, preview, early theories, promo discussion. We're going to take you through the tribe swap, which we have been waiting to see for a very, very long time.
It's happening.
We have possible scenarios to go through. Who could be okay, who could be in danger. Also, Michelle is on a tribe with her ex-boyfriend, seemingly. That will be fun, but before we dive into anything with that, we're also going to talk a little bit about Sandra and the whole challenge rule controversy. I meant to talk about it in the reaction that we just recorded, but in the heat of the moment, we kept steamrolling through it. So
and it went out the door.
Yeah, it went out the memory, so I'm going to address that right away here. Before we do anything, though, if you like this video, give us a like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any other updates. Okay, quickly on Sandra before we move into the preview.
Yeah.
There have been a lot of people wondering, okay, why is Sandra allowed to sit out these multiple week challenges?
Every single challenge.
And I understand why. It is kind of like, okay, how is this happening? How does this work?
Yep.
To me, my understanding of the Survivor rule is that you can't set out multiple challenges, but I believe they have to be multiple challenges within the same episode, or at least that's the rule as it used to be. Maybe it has changed. I mean, they are kind of fast and loose with the rules in general. But I know that's how it used to be. I think whatever the rules may be this season, there clearly isn't one. Sandra's not breaking any rules. They would make her compete in a challenge otherwise. If you have problems, send them to Probst.
Yeah, it's true.
That's all we can basically say about it at this point. I mean, really.
Well, it isn't, and it is interesting that she is deciding to sit everyone out. She really has no problem with it. Parv is like, oh, we're gonna call you Sandra the bench, but yeah, no, she doesn't care. She's like, bring on the names.
Also, by the way, I mean, I love Parvati, don't get me wrong, but should you be insulting someone for their sitting out of challenges?
I think it's a smart move because it kind of reminds everyone that if for some reason Sandra gets to the end...
That's true.
She has been sitting out multiple challenges while everybody else was participating and winning or losing, but they were all participating. I think Sandra sitting out over and over again might come back later, so I think Parv bringing that up...
I think she's
smart
trying
move.
something. Parv is always trying something.
She is. I think it was smart.
Well, I really don't know. I mean, I think short term it's a dangerous move, but long term you may be right. All right, tribe swap. Jess just saw me try to analyze this promo like a crazy person because I was trying to get in there and see, okay, is there a third mat that people are going to be sitting on? Are we going from 2 tribes to 3 tribes? I couldn't see any evidence of it one way or another. I feel like maybe we'd be doing just 2 tribes and swapping them back and forth, but we have 15 people left in the game.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like with 15 people left in the game, going to 3, tribes of 5, I mean, why not for right now?
Yeah, that makes the most sense to me. It's even numbers. There is no advantage. I mean, granted, somebody's going to have to go to a new beach. I don't know if they're going to have to build that new beach up.
Yeah, that really sucks. If there is the 3 and they have to go and make a new shelter and all that other stuff. It's tough, especially if you're not eating that well.
Yeah, so I mean, I think if there are 3 tribes coming out of this, whatever that third tribe's going to be, they're probably going to have the clearest disadvantage. However, maybe if there is a new beach, there's a new immunity idol.
Sure.
And, for an all-winner season, I think a lot of people probably expected idol craziness all over the place. And yet, a lot of these advantages and different things that people have, they're really not coming that actively into play right now.
No, I mean, no one has really needed to deal with it at this point.
Yeah, I mean, Sandra, we haven't heard that much conversation from Sandra about what she had. We haven't heard anything about the peace out advantage that Jeremy's got, Sarah's, vote steal. This is all pretty important stuff in a tribe swap, especially if we are going to 3 tribes.
Yeah, for sure, because you don't know who you're going to end up with.
Yeah, you don't know who you're going to end up with. And, with Sarah, if she's got this vote steal, and let's say it's just her and Tony, and they're on a tribe with 3 people that they don't really trust, like let's say it's 3 people from the Yule Alliance, Sandra can steal one of their votes. All of a sudden, they have the majority, and then they can make whatever move they want. Pretty interesting scenarios that could unfold from all of this. But to me, if we're going to be like, okay, who is the person who's obviously in the most danger after a tribe swap? how is it not Boston Rob at this point? Like, he just lost Tyson. Yeah. He's already lost Ethan. He's lost 2 potential big allies. His wife isn't in the game anymore.
Nope. Sandra's mad at him.
Yeah. I mean, we even have the confessional of Rob being like, this isn't my favorite thing in the game. It's like, yeah, Rob, I understand, because it's probably going to get you voted off.
Yeah, I'm worried for him. And, I mean, I've said it, if I was in the game, I would have gotten rid of him long ago because he's as good as he is. But because he's as good as he is, he may go into this and be able to wheel and deal his way out of it. He has before. I think he can again.
Yeah, I think there are some scenarios that could make this work for Rob. I mean, let's say he and Parv manage to stick together. Yeah. They're on a new tribe together. Let's say Tony ends up getting on a tribe with the 2 of them, and I don't know if there's a way that Tony... I can't imagine Tony and Rob in my head actually being a workable alliance.
Yeah, but at the same time, Tony did say tonight that he wanted to keep Tyson around because he thinks Tyson's a bigger threat than him. So why then wouldn't Tony want to entertain keeping Rob around? I mean, Rob would be a bigger threat than him, and that keeps a target off of him. I mean, who knows?
If Tony... I don't know if I could handle Tony and Rob working together. It might be Tony, Rob, and Parvati working together I might have sinned to heaven right in the middle of the video.
Yeah.
But no, I had my preseason predictions, and you're gonna hate this. I said Yul was my person who was gonna get screwed over by the tribe swap, and I am still incredibly worried about it because odds are he's not gonna be on the same tribe with these people who he's been working with.
Right, but if he can at least end up on a tribe with some of those people, and also Yul just has a very positive outlook on things, and I think everyone's gonna drink the Kool-Aid there to be like, yeah, guys, we need to keep up the positive energy. It keeps up the morale. We all get to eat, and the camp is better, and we all feel better. I mean, if I was on that island, I'd be like, yeah, that's right, that's true, man, camp is better, and I am eating better and feeling better. I just would buy into it.
Yeah, Yul is really... He almost felt like he was the camp counselor over on the DAKAL tribe because he's checking in on everybody, making sure they're fed. I mean,
I just think having that morale is really important in this game.
It is very, very important. I mean, really, I think the only thing I'm worried about with Yul is if Tyson was able to plant that seed with some of these other people, that Yul may be working with these other, one-time only players. Maybe that starts to spread a little bit. Maybe they have an opportunity to get him out. I think of that group, the Yul, Wendell, Nick and Sophie group, I think Yul is probably the most threatening of the 4.
Maybe. It just depends on where the tribes land next. I mean, if he's kind of isolated on his own, or maybe just one other person, then they might just be like, okay, yeah, maybe he was working with all these people, but now nobody's working with anybody. They're all split up. We don't have to worry about him right now, and then people will sleep on Yul, and Yul will win the game for me. I mean, him.
Yeah, for both of you. I mean, I don't know what I'm gonna do if you end up Yul wins the season. I'm just excited about a possible alliance, let alone anything else. But here's the thing. I'm super bummed that Ethan is gone. I'm bummed about losing Natalie right away. Tyson going stinks. If you had told me before the start of this season that we would still have Boston Rob, Parvati, Tony, Kim, that these people would all still, Sandra, that they would all still be in this game, I would have had a very hard time believing it.
Oh, I agree. I can't even believe that they're all still in the game. It's amazing to me that people haven't just been targeting them outright, get them out, and have it done with.
Yeah, so I mean,
we've heard Parv's name be floated a little bit, but I mean, outside of that, there hasn't been a lot of movement on these people, and I don't know why.
Yeah, I know.
They're such good players.
It's like this a lot of the time, I feel like, with Parv, where she'll get her name written down a couple of times, and then people, like the Survivor world, will be like, oh, is Parvati really that good? She's being targeted, but she's still there, and she's still in the game.
She is that good. People sleeping on Parv, I don't know. I don't get it.
Yeah.
I would be very worried, again, if I showed up at an island, she was there, just be like,
Yeah.
No. She's got to go.
That is high on the list of things that I do not get, alongside why in the world Tyson gave his fire token to Nick at the end of this episode. I was just like, why are you doing this, Tyson? Like, Rob is like your legitimate friend outside of the game.
It's true.
And you're just giving it to this guy who's
We're not going to be friends anymore. No, I'm kidding.
Well, I don't know. Maybe he's trying to not make Rob a target. I don't know what was going through Tyson. I mean, I don't often know what's going through Tyson's head. But, okay. The Michelle Fitzgerald X situation, I don't think we're really about to see like some sort of, thing where these two people are going to have it out and argue. It's not like that. I think it's probably going to be okay. Maybe it'll be awkward here or there. Like, I don't follow the dating lives of survivors all that closely, but kind of just by process of elimination, like, I went and looked it up a little bit too, but just thinking about the people who could possibly have dated Michelle, it's sort of like, okay, Tony, it's not Tony. Tony's been romantically attached elsewhere, and then it's just like, okay, well then Tyson, no, and then Yul, no, and it's like, okay, all right, it's pretty, Tyson's not even in the game anymore, but really it just seems like Wendell is the only actual candidate that it could be, and yeah, I mean, it is Wendell. Wendell and her have some sort of history together, but they're both kind of just upbeat people. I think
they are.
They can work through it, but this is where it's a little bit interesting to me, is that if Michelle does work with Wendell, then does Michelle kind of get indoctrinated into the Yule alliance? Does she become the fifth person in that group, even ahead of Sandra?
I'm just wondering if other people know that they had a relationship at any point, and if they do end up where they're like, oh yeah, now we're all together now, that people will be more worried about it. I don't think people are going to look at the two of them and think, oh, well, they used to date, now they're not together anymore, so we don't have to worry about them. If they ended their relationship in a way that is still friendly or cordial in any kind of way, and now they're here, I'd be worried about that.
I'd be terrified about that. It is. It's a very, very close relationship. You thought about a future together. And those are things that could come back to bite the other players if they decide to not mess around with it or try to find a way to separate it. And maybe that will be an interesting dynamic to see. But for now, how do you think this game is going to go on Survivor Winners at War Episode 5 with the tribe swap just around the corner? I mean, be sure to share in the comments below. Gonna still have rankings this weekend. It's gonna be really fun to see how I'm gonna arrange that, given that we don't know where anybody is gonna end up. But if you do like this video, give us a like, subscribe, and you can support us further by checking the link in the description to the CARTERMATT store. And we'll see you here next time.